the most elegant game.
Hey, welcome back to the Breakroom, everybody. This is our very special season 1 finale episode.
Yeah.
It's been 11 months of Breakroom. We're wrapping it up today. We're gonna take a break. Yeah, we have a.
You know it's 9 months for the baby, right?
Well, technically, a lot of people don't know this. It's closer to 10.
Oh.
But we're taking a 1 month break, and then we're coming back strong at the beginning of May to celebrate season 2.
Yeah.
But as part of our big, wild, wacky season 1 finale, first off, we're talking all things Secret Invasion. A lot of interesting news came out in this Vanity Fair article. Mm-hmm. We're gonna go through it with a fine tooth comb. What is gonna be the next Marvel Disney Plus series? We don't know anything about it until we kind of know something about it now. And we're getting in some last couple Snyder bombs during our season 1.
Snyder.
And even more important, today, in season 1, we've done a lot of fun redemptions. We've had to do the Hot Ones challenge, the Hot Chip challenge, eat gross stuff, face paint, all kinds of silliness. Today, the hosts get revenge.
That's right.
Okay? The evil off-screen producers who have put us through so much torture over the last year will be subject to the Hot Ones challenge today.
And let me tell you, these are limousine lifestyle hoes, okay? These guys roll up in tinted windows, fog machines, wearing velour tracksuits every day. They don't eat spicy nuggets. That's not their thing. They eat filet mignon, and they wash it down with yak's blood, okay?
What?
So do me a favor and make these sons of guns pay. I know you're all cheapskates. I know every single one of you right now is probably hoping for some sort of tax season miracle because you wasted all your money upgrading your dumpsters to chrome or spray painting your dumpsters gold. Well, guess what? Pony up the dough. It's the last time you're going to have to pay any money for a month. Give generously, and let's make these assholes burn.
That's right. For every $50 we make in Super Chat, both on-screen producer John and off-screen producer Dashiell and off-screen producer Evan will all have to ascend the ladder of pain that is the Hot Ones Challenge. Now, we did have to replace the entry level with just Cholula.
Which is kind of a little kick to it.
Someone from our office stole the regular entry level.
But all the other ones are legit, including we have a brand new final battle there.
They can't sell it in a larger quantity. It's too dangerous.
I know. Nuclear
It's
heat
so
there.
cute.
And the only reason we had to buy a new bottle is because these guys tortured us with it during the Mother Shake. So let's not forget, the reason we had to re-up our supply, remember sweet little Evan smiling as he was putting dried shrimp into the blender to combine with our ice cream? I'm sorry. You know what? Before I get angry, we should probably say who's on the show today.
Oh, yeah, great reminder. Thank you, Tommy. Of course, I'm Zach Huddleston. With me here, Tommy Bechtold.
And I'm sorry I'm fired up. A very, very good friend of mine got some bad legal news yesterday, and we've been on the phone crying all morning.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's not doing good. Looks like he's going to head to New York City pretty soon to face justice.
What? Oh, that very special friend. Jessica Clemons is here.
I'm here forever. And then I leave for April, I guess.
And Brandon Barrick.
The break room is dead. Long live the break room.
Long live the break.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Yes.
Now, we were going to offer a free one, I think, right?
That's right.
Should we make them eat their first one now?
Yeah, get your butts in here, boys.
And you know what?
We're kicking this off.
Just because I want to do a little reverse aristocracy, Film Juice, Zach's disturbing lover from yesterday's, he donated $50. I say we pop the champagne and drink the champagne while they suffer.
That's right.
Oh, we've already gone through 3 levels here.
Whoa! Back to back to back. Film Juice, in honor of you, we drink our own bubble juice here.
Ooh.
We're popping bottles for our season finale.
Honey.
Watch your faces.
Why are you angling it that way?
Yeah, why?
Don't pop them.
Don't just hold on to it.
Okay.
Jeez Louise. Okay, here's the
Tommy.
first one.
Okay.
Take your first one, boys.
Level 1.
There you
There's
go.
Dashiell,
So
Evan,
Cholula.
and John.
Enjoy, everyone.
Now, give me two. Give me number 2.
Okay, again, this is
Give me number
still...
2. Give me number 2.
Level 1 is the pleasure zone here. There's
Level 2
nothing
is,
to complain about there.
level 2 is
tropical
basically
hot
just a little
sauce.
trip. Oh, yeah, that's good. I use that recreationally.
Don't tell them it's good. Tell them it's bad.
Oh, it's awful. You'll hate it. It's bad luck to let you pour my champagne.
Okay, and while we get that set up and our producers prep even the third round
number
here.
2.
So
Lovely,
let me start
lovely.
setting up. Vanity Fair released this article online earlier today. there was like an in-depth look at the upcoming Secret Invasion starring Samuel L. Jackson and Emilia Clarke and a host of other folks. And so let's talk about some of the details that came out. Okay, so that is
This is number 3. This
You
is
guys already ate the second one?
Pico Rico.
How's everybody doing so far?
Pico Rico.
That one had a little. The second one had a little bit of.
This one's got 3 flames out of 5 on the label.
Oh.
3 flames out of 5.
I just need to reiterate, you guys never see Dashiell.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is.
This is Dashiell.
a rare Dashiell.
If you see
Dashiell.
some of my breakdowns, I always include a photo because he gives me really good facts to put in my
This is
breakdown.
a gem mint Dashiell.
So in the Vanity Fair.
Okay.
In the Vanity Fair Secret Invasion article, they give a plot synopsis. Now, we've kind of been assuming some plot elements, but it was nice to see this written out. Secret Invasion follows Nick Fury as he uncovers a conspiracy to quietly install double agents into positions of power
Hell yeah.
around the world.
It's about time.
Oh, so he's doing it on purpose.
He's installing Skrulls, though, right?
Yeah.
No, he's uncovering the conspiracy that somebody else has been trying to quietly install double agents.
You watched Peacemaker, right? The first
Yes.
season? So it's kind of like Peacemaker where the aliens
Yeah.
were taking over the political figures. Oh, okay.
Yeah, potentially, yeah. And so we'll circle back to that. Fury promised the Skrulls they were going to find them a planet or somewhere they could be, and that's not going so well, leading to a group of Skrull extremists rising up.
No kidding.
And so one thing they cover in this article, for the first time confirming that Emilia Clarke, Daenerys Targaryen, forever our Dragon Queen, we knew she was cast in this series. They confirmed for the first time she's playing Talos' daughter. The character Ben Mendelsohn, often the Nick Fury Skrull double, right? Who we last saw in Far From Home.
No,
Did
she.
we
No,
not
we-
see a young her in Captain Marvel?
Well, yeah, we saw Talos in Far From Home.
Yes.
Along with the Skrull replicating Maria Hill.
Yes.
And then we saw his daughter at the end of Captain Marvel, whose name has been revealed to be Gaia or Guy. I don't know. It's like G apostrophe AI.
Yeah.
So we saw her as like a little girl, and she was
And
kind
she
of
was friends
friends
with
with
Monica,
Monica
right?
Rambeau,
Yeah.
which could come back into play. Because we know at the end of WandaVision,
Yes,
a
I
Skrull approached Monica Rambeau and been like, "I'm here to like take you upstairs, right? Up to space with old Nick Fury." Now we went
Why don't
back
we head
and,
upstairs and pop that top off, sweetie?
we went back and checked. That Skrull is like unnamed in the credits. Is just like Skrull agent, and like it takes the form of someone who's clearly not Emilia Clarke, but in theory, Emilia Clarke could take whatever Skrull. A Skrull can take any human form.
Yeah.
Do you think in the show they'll explain why she looks the way she does by she had just streamed Game of Thrones?
I do hope they pull an Ocean's 12 and she runs into Emilia Clarke at some point. And they're like, "Oh, you look just like me." I don't know.
So the article keeps going on. We're going to come back to Emilia Clarke's character because that's really interesting. Samuel L. Jackson says that Fury had a whole Skrull spy network because they could shapeshift and go places that people couldn't go. He's quoted as saying, "They kept their word, they worked for him, but he hasn't done what he said he was going to do. They want to live like they are. They don't want to live in ours." So the article also points out that that Emilia Clarke, Talos' daughter, is maybe on the opposite side of the spectrum from him.
Yes.
And that she's part of there's a nice photo. She's looking very young, punky, aggrieved daughter there with the cool spray paint background. But that she is part of maybe a separatist
Yes.
Skrull group, right? So possibly the group. So it's tough to tell, right? Like Nick Fury and Talos are buds. We even see, I think we have an image also from the article of them. That's Nick in a kind of like what looks like a Russian mausoleum. You can kind of tell the writing on the side. We're going to come back to Russia here in a second. Do we have the image of them? We don't have.
The
So
head,
there's-
they touch heads.
yeah. Tommy, should we recreate it?
That was
Which
beautiful.
apparently is
Brandon
a
out there.
Skrull greeting, right?
Yeah.
Do you think the Skrulls told Nick Fury that just to make him do it? Like just to be like, "Yeah, this is how we greet each other."
And when we
What other motive would it be?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So we assume that Nick Fury and Talos have been working. Okay, Tommy, did we just Skrull F?
no, yeah. Let's just say
Did you just appropriate Skrull culture?
I just scrawled my pants a bit.
Okay. We're assuming that Talos and Nick Fury are still buds. The last time we saw Talos, again, he was working for Nick, doubling as him throughout
Yes.
Spider-Man Far From Home. And so Talos is probably not in on the conspiracy. And we know that his daughter is not working with her father. Emilia Clarke is not getting along with Talos. So possibly her side of the Skrulls are the ones replacing key government figures around the world. We're assuming.
Possibly.
Well, they want a homeland, right? Like that's what Nick Fury promised them. You know, Captain Marvel flipped the Skrull from the comics storyline on its head, and they were just kind of victims of a war. They were refugees,
Right.
And then they were promised this homeland, and now clearly 20-something odd years later, that promise has not been delivered. You know, which happens in the real world. I mean, we have such a huge amount of unhoused veterans in Los Angeles that have been promised housing for years, and we house like 50 of them a year.
And there's a long recent world history of like, you know, we didn't do right by the South Vietnamese, or like, you know, there's a lot of stuff where it's like we come in and claim like, hey, stick by us, the Americans or the humans or the whatever, right? And we'll take care of you after the war ends, and then we don't necessarily take care of them after the war ends. I mean, recent Afghanistan history is also comes front to mind.
And we haven't taken great care of Emilia Clarke after the tragic ending of
right.
Game of Thrones.
That's
Listen,
right.
It didn't go the way we wanted, but we've kind of shut her out. And I think it's time to give her a homeland. On
And
the
like,
screen.
and one thing we don't know, I mean, if we take Secret Invasion from the comic books, you know, and you pointed this out, like the Skrulls were kind of always like big capital V villains.
Yes.
Like they were invented in the 60s. They were a Fantastic Four thing.
Yeah.
And they've always been evil and always had like nefarious
And
intentions.
almost all comic book shapeshifters
Yes.
are usually bad.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
because it breeds mistrust. And going into this, we have so many questions because, like, we even talk around the office, like, we don't know if this is still Nick Fury. Like, did Nick Fury even get dusted, or was that Talos who was dusted? I think Maria Hill has always been a Skrull. Like, we saw a Skrull, Maria Hill, in Far From Home working with Talos. But I think that's always been Maria Hill.
Right.
Has like always been a Skrull.
Because she's only been in the MCU. She was too young when Captain Marvel came. She wasn't a
right.
Shield
She wasn't
agent.
around.
So
in
she
that
came
movie.
around in like the Avengers, right? So it would stand to reason that like Fury recruited her and was like, I'm actually going to bring you into Shield.
And so one thing we've been talking about in the office, and we assume Secret Invasion is going to get into, right? When we were introduced to Skrulls in Captain Marvel, right? It was a small group of Skrulls that were on Earth, and like, you know, half the time they're chasing them down. A couple of them get killed. Then there's Talos, and there's a few Skrulls.
And there's one we lose track of who definitely becomes Happy Hogan.
Hey, get out of here.
It's true.
And then at the end of that movie, they kind of save or help a larger group of Skrulls, but this is off Earth. This is on a spaceship, right? We don't know that they eventually came to Earth, but this synopsis kind of seems to confirm that, like, there's been a stream of Skrulls coming to Earth in other ways from between the 90s and now.
That Nick Fury was not aware of.
Maybe, or maybe he was, but then when they got here, he lost track of them.
lost
It's
track of
also,
them.
it's like, unless you got a chip in them, you know what I mean? It's pretty easy for
You
them
gotta
to slip
microchip
away,
your
right?
Skrulls. You gotta chip
They
them.
don't chip them? Are they inoculated or what's going on?
And there's the fact that Nick Fury was presumably blipped and gone for 5 years. And during that 5 years, you know, we saw that what remained of the Avengers, they were having a hard time kind of keeping up with what was going on everywhere. People could be sneaking Skrulls into the planet without anyone's knowledge.
To and fro.
To and fro.
Or
while
they
that
could
was
be,
going on.
sneaking in on their own, right? For whatever means. So the article goes on that there's an anti-Talos group of Skrulls, right? This extremist group.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Please,
I really am.
interruption.
I really am. Our fans are incredible.
Whoa.
Yeah,
We've
we
hit
did.
the limit for the redemption. We
Uh-oh.
have to do all the
Whoa.
wings.
Okay.
So here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
If we get to $1,000, first of all, I'm gonna be shotgunning a G Fuel at some point during the show. I
No,
promised
please
everyone
don't.
yesterday. I have one in the fridge.
Who did you promise?
It's gonna have,
What are you shotgunning?
a G Fuel.
A G
I
Fuel.
don't think that's a good
let's
idea.
If we hit $1,000, will you guys do the bomb and the last dab with us?
Yes,
Ben?
I will.
I'll do it. I'll do
All
it.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
Brandon
I'll do
doesn't
it.
have to if
I'll
he doesn't
do
want
it.
to.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So we've got some hot onesing in our near future. Thank you to
make some.
everybody. Obviously, Film Juice we already called out. Machines, Trash Bag,
I'll get
Jay
to work.
Swizzy. Oh wait, those are from yesterday.
Yeah, you have
Apologies.
to. It says
You have
it's
to
scroll up.
paused.
Oh, okay. I gotta scroll up here.
You have to scroll up.
Whoa. Thank you to Kia Street, Nina Yu, Pillow Sleeper.
Whoa.
GSU Eagle, our good friend GSU Eagle, Dr. Nas T. Hey,
Hey.
official doctor of the Breakroom.
Oh my God.
I like how you spaced it out there. Null and Void, Chili Eilish, Xenix, Yuka Preta. Hey, our good friend Yuka Preta. Good to see you back. Diana Santos. Curtis Springs. Neil Fartstrong.
Yes,
I like that.
that might have been from the nickname days.
Tanisha Massey. Boogie's World's back. Camilo Camacho. Sarah Hachadurian. Our good Canadian friend, Christian Unpronounceable. Sabaras. Amanda Deloff. Joshua Hartke. Mezzo JD. Good to hear from you, Mezzo. Elena 3JB. Film Juice, of course. Painter. Match 143. Oh my God, just to get through these names is wild. Thank you all so much for your generosity. Z is me. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, while we prep the pain for our producers, say that 3 times fast.
Prep the pain, prep the pain, prep the pain.
For the producer.
So there's this extremist Skrull group on Earth, led by another new character, this handsome gentleman,
he's
Gravik,
so pretty.
played by One Night in Miami's Kingsley Ben-Adir. And I think, did he show up in in that very first trailer that we saw?
Yeah,
That's who Rhodey is going to meet.
Well, he was sitting at a table, and then like all of the ones around him like turned into him. All the Skrulls around him like turned into him.
I love
Yeah.
that.
He was also on Bridgerton, right?
No,
No,
you're
that's a
thinking of
different guy.
Reg Jean Paul.
yeah.
That's
from
the guy in
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Shout out to Dungeons and Dragons opening this weekend. We're all really excited.
I can't wait for Dungeons and Dragons. I know that's a separate topic, but damn, am I excited!
Hell
I'm
yeah.
seeing it tomorrow.
Ooh,
I'm very excited.
Jessica will report back.
I will.
Not on the break room because we're not going back
yeah.
for a month.
Hey,
I'll tell you
I might
guys.
just go on Instagram Live at 3 every
Yeah.
day. Just chit chat with
Can't,
everyone.
can't hold him back. So this graphic character played by
This one is
Kingsley
chunky.
Ben-Adir may be aligned with Emilia Clarke's character, Gaia.
Stop it. No.
Talos' daughter. It's interesting in that we know we've gotten recent confirmation via the Disney Plus landing page for Secret Invasion. This show is starting June 21st. We hope. Fingers crossed. June 21st.
Summer solstice.
Now we know we're also getting a Marvels movie
Yeah.
in November. And again, the first Miss Marvel had a lot to do with Skrulls. Do
Yeah.
we think June into November is not a big gap. June,
No.
July, November,
Yeah.
that this could be telling kind of one continuous story. Do we think some of these Skrull characters could end up showing up in the Marvels?
I 100% think we are getting Monica Rambeau. I think
In Secret Invasion.
In Secret Invasion.
Because we know she's going to be in the Marvels,
Yes.
right? Yes.
I 100% think we are. Also, there's isn't there? I might be mixing my rumors and scoops at this point. Rumors and scoops on third, by the way. Nobody makes ice cream and nobody can't keep a secret like Jeff over at Rumors and Scoops. Isn't Monica Rambeau's mother supposedly not really dead and going to come back or something? Or some sort of thing.
I thought we saw her die.
Unless Secret Invasion
She was in the hospital
takes
and she
place at a
died while
certain
she was
point.
gone.
Yes.
Oh, so she could be fake dead.
Also, in
that-
the Marvels, there'll probably be a bunch of flashbacks because again, she got cancer
Well,
from Miss Marvel.
Well, and one
Or
of the
Captain
things,
Marvel.
one of the things we saw that happened at the end of Miss Marvel, right, was that Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, and Captain Marvel switched
Yeah.
places.
Yes.
But if we know the 3 characters are in the Marvels, was it not just the 2 of them switching places, but 3 people switched
Oh, it
places?
could have.
Yes.
And
'Cause
so
we
wherever
didn't-
Monica
'cause
Rambeau was could be in a new
we
place.
saw Captain Marvel show up in New Jersey.
Right, and we don't
did
know where
not
Kamala
see
Khan-
where Kamala Khan. So it could be a
God.
triangle
Yeah.
situation where she goes where Monica was, Monica goes where Captain Marvel was,
Yes.
and Captain Marvel comes where Kamala was.
Which
also,
could be
in Miss
possible.
Marvel, were we still questioning whether the bands were found? Remember how it was found ages ago on that blue arm, and we
Right.
were like, "Oh, it's Kree. Oh, it's like a Kree's arm," and
Yeah.
they made the bracelets. So could that situation could still also play into Miss Marvel of who
Yeah,
made
because we know
bands?
the Kree and the
Skrull?
Skrull do not get along.
Yeah, they do not
They
get
are not
along.
friends.
So maybe that dynamic will pull over to Secret Invasion.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how those things might connect, and maybe we could get Brie Larson in this series. We could get Monica, maybe Kamala Khan. Now, other characters we know are going to show up in this series. It's got a pretty deep roster. Tommy's pick for Doctor Doom, Everett K. Ross is
Yes.
Martin Freeman. There's a photo of him in
Ross? What's up,
a
baby?
beanie hat. It's very much
Yeah.
his indie rock
think it's
look.
his-
You know,
You think he's heel turning?
Undercover because of Black Panther: Wakanda
Yeah,
Forever.
he's on
but
the
it's
run
a
now too,
But it's
right?
just a beanie.
It's the opposite of the Marvel Studios disguise with the
Yeah.
baseball cap.
Oh,
and
he's
the-
just doing
and
a
the
beanie. He's
sunglasses.
like, no one's
well,
gonna notice me.
and there's a
It's the
potential
British version.
where he goes. Do we see Val?
Oh, Stan
far
Ster-
behind.
His
are we going to
ex-wife.
see some Skrulls recruited into the Thunderbolts?
Ooh,
Is Emilia Clarke's character a prime candidate, rebellious nature, going to be at odds with her father for a lot of this show? Perhaps she breaks bad and good.
Okay, so
Ooh.
you'll have to move from your left to right here in terms of hotness.
Oh.
Okay, and maybe we can break this up. Why don't you guys get through 2 or 3 of these, and then we'll talk some more.
These are the
So
softer
what's the
side.
next one up, Brandon?
I'll commit to the first 3.
This is Los Calientes barbacoa.
Oh,
Oh,
the
very nice.
barbacoa one.
Then the Fly by Jing.
The
says
Fly by Jing
roll.
one is actually just
That's
delicious.
a delicious
Right.
one. You'll enjoy that one.
That's a good sauce.
And then your third one will be.
I don't like how
You have to
calm
pause
they
before
are.
if you're doing bites, you need to feel
Are
each
you guys
burn.
Skrulls?
I'm feeling it better.
They're going fast to beat it. Chili lengua de fuego.
Ooh,
Ooh.
okay.
Chili tongue, the fire chili tongue.
Yeah.
My Spanish
I feel like we're
tongue.
starting to get into the more uncomfortable zone. What's the
Yeah.
report, guys?
Yeah, it's
Fly by Jing one, I'm now starting to feel it in the front of my face.
Yeah.
And my tongue is burning. But Tommy said something smart, which is what I was trying
What?
to do. He
What?
called me out, which is I'm just kind of trying to hit him
Yeah,
as fast as
I
I
said
can,
you
so
have
it's
to
all
feel
one
it.
heat.
No. You got to let each one of those really sink in.
Really let the flavors
I don't
tell
like
us.
Dashiell's stoic.
I know, let
posture.
me
It's
ask-
like nothing's wrong.
Evan, how are you
Dashiell-
feeling?
I'm feeling
Real quick, we want to shout out
The aristocrats.
House of Harkless, 84, Trey Wharton, Trey Scott Wharton, also in the chat.
Is House of
Thank you.
Harkless a Mo Harkless NBA House of Harkness combo?
How could you get Mo
What's this
Harkless?
one?
This
In
third
the
one-
night I
this third one
made a
have
name.
It's chili lengua de fuego.
Oh,
It's a turmeric bomb or turmeric bomb, depending on how you like to pronounce that.
I pronounce it turmeric.
Hot sauce with
I'm
turmeric
turmeric.
and hard liquor.
Oh, okay, that one.
So
Do you feel
another.
that
that
one?
one's starting to get there.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, I like that one.
It's also
I can
building
kind of
from
feel
all
it
the
on their
others.
breath. Like there's a little pepper in
It's
the
tough
air.
to tell because like Evan is currently under a red
I know,
light,
I'm
so I
trying
can't
to
tell
get
if
him to
he's
come up
blushing
here.
from the heat or not. But
No, I
Evan.
think I feel like I've been training because the last few weeks I've just been grabbing a random hot sauce from the fridge and putting it.
Are
in
you
on my lunch.
are you
Yeah,
Dread
that's-
Pirate
this is-
Robertson?
okay,
us?
these guys are flexing on us,
Yeah.
and that's
Drinks.
Yeah, put your finger on this board and wipe it up.
need to
and
drink.
eat.
Oh,
That's
no.
okay.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
Okay,
Drink
they'll come
lemonade
back.
from the sacred cup.
They're gonna come back for another round here real soon. Okay, so we also know James Rhodes, Rhodey,
Yes.
Don Cheadle is going to be in this film, and there's a great quote in there from Don Cheadle saying that he's playing the president's right-hand man.
Yes.
Wow.
And now this is President.
president?
This is President Ritson,
Oh.
which is played by, and we looked it up, Dermot Mulrooney.
Yeah.
No, Dylan McDermott.
Dylan McDermott, one
Dylan
of the
McDermott.
Dermots.
It's
Yeah.
not Dylan.
I think it's Dermot Mulrooney.
Is it Dermot
Yeah.
Mulrooney?
I don't
Dylan
know.
Mc-
Who was the
Dylan-
one in
Dylan
King
Mc-
Richard? Who was the one in King Richard? Because it's the other one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Great. Not the one
I think
from
that's
Law and
Do-
Order.
Do you-
Trial and
Organized crime or whatever, yeah.
I think it's Dougray Scott.
That's the third option. So, interesting because hearing that he's playing the president's right-hand man led to an immediate reaction from Brandon. What was that?
The president's a Skrull.
Oh, or I thought it was that Rhodey's a Skrull.
Rhodey's a Skrull.
I think the president's a Skrull, but it's a good Skrull. Now that I'm thinking about it, because it's like, what if Rhodey does know that the president is a Skrull,
Right.
and this Skrull isn't a bad Skrull, but it gets killed, and then that's how Harrison Ford becomes the
Yes.
next president, who isn't a good, the good Skrull. He's just a bad
Thunderbolt
human.
Ross should never be president. Yeah,
Yeah.
the idea that like Rhodey's a Skrull, right? The one thing you might say to that is, well, Rhodey had a severe spinal injury and was in the hospital.
Oh, yes.
Like, wouldn't they have noticed that like something was up? But maybe that's where you make the switch. Rhodey dies. Rhodey dies in Civil War, and then they pop in a Skrull real fast. They don't tell Tony Stark that there's a Skrull now as his best friend.
Well,
And
Brandon,
that's like a sneaky little move that the Skrulls make.
I like that because I, for one, like my war heroes not with broken bones.
Get outta
Oh my
here.
God!
Get out
But-
of here.
First he defends the veterans and then he goes in hard. But we saw in the trailer, right, that
No, you go first.
that Rhodey was like, I know about the Skrulls, right? Like when Samuel L. Jackson kind of confronted him about it, he was like, I know that they've been around. It was not a surprise to him. What were you gonna say, Jessica?
I was gonna say, I'm backpedaling. I'm sorry, but
No,
I was
please.
gonna say that it would make sense for Rhodey also to be a Skrull. I don't want him to be, but it would make sense because the Skrulls don't really inherently get the powers
Yeah.
per se as the people, so they just have to be a human. Just
Only the
Don
Super
Cheadle.
Scrolls. Are we gonna see Super Scrolls in Secret
Ooh,
Invasion?
That's a big.
We
That's
talked
like
about it.
that's final episode, right?
We talk about it in Rogue Theory this week. Actually, we talk about Captain America possibly being a War Skrull or a Super Skrull that was going against the Red Guardian and Black Widow when he says that story of he fought Captain America. That's
Oh, I like
So
that.
tune into that to get more information because it's actually a really great theory. I love it. It's very-
Wow.
So one other casting that's interesting. Oscar winner Olivia Colman is playing a character in this. She's playing an MI6 agent. That's the English equivalent of the CIA, who's has like a long history with Nick Fury, which immediately led us to be, did they F?
Yeah.
It's always the question.
Do they know?
Can't a man and a woman just be
Did
friends?
she feel the sound in the
Not
fury
these two.
signifying nothing?
Hey, yo.
Well, and
Signifying stuffing?
Hey.
her name indicates, right, that she's potentially the daughter of Captain Britain, right?
Yes,
yeah.
the last
They
name,
share
yeah.
the same name, which they've never established that character at all. But you have to assume if America was working on a super soldier program, we know Russia was at some point during the wars. That's how they make Red Guardian. A lot of countries were probably trying it out, right?
Yeah, and so that's interesting. And the image they shared is her literally holding the Maltese Falcon statue, which is like, from a famous Humphrey Bogart movie, totally unconnected from this storyline, we think. But interesting, we'll find out how she weaves in. Again, them telling us that this is a story about Skrulls being embedded in like positions of power makes me think either Rhodey or the president's a Skrull. Maybe her a long time. Like she has a history with Nick Fury, the history that could have started in the 90s when those Skrulls landed, right? Like,
Well, I mean, what we do know is we don't know for sure if the president dies, but there's a reason why it's President Ritson and then it's President Thunderbolt.
yeah,
Ross.
we know he doesn't serve an FDR style term.
Yeah.
16 consecutive years.
And there's been some photographs that look funeral-esque,
Yeah.
that something's going on. Yeah.
What if Rhodey kills the president?
Oh my goodness. I mean, you would have to imagine, to your point, Jessica, if the Skrulls don't have powers yet, there aren't super Skrulls, there's not war Skrulls, they're just able to like replicate a human.
Yeah.
They want that Stark tech. They want to have a war machine.
Access to the red buttons, right?
Yeah, that they can cause
The
some
launch
damage with.
codes.
What were you going to say, Tommy?
I can't say.
Okay, that's good that you self-edited. You're learning. You're
Oh, he's
growing.
learning. Just at the end of
At the
season
end of
one.
season
Just
one.
the end of season
Finally.
one.
Yeah.
Well, so one other
Yeah.
returning character we know about, Maria Hill, of course, would make sense if Nick Fury's going to be in this. Maria Hill's going to have a prominent role, and we got an image of her wearing some glasses, which we haven't seen her wear before. There it is.
Oh.
And apparently those aren't just any glasses; they're special. She said they're special tech.
Oh.
And then the interviewer joked, "Are they Skrull glasses, like they can detect Skrulls?"
Oh, like they live?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. And she said, like, well, you'll have to wait and see. Which, here's what I love. Somebody said earlier Maria Hill might be a Skrull. I like that idea. What if she's wearing Skrull detecting glasses? She's looking around. She looks in a mirror.
Oh, she doesn't know she's a Skrull.
Oh.
Maybe she doesn't know, or maybe that's just how we find
She
out.
has scramnesia.
Oh.
Because, like, other Skrulls can't tell. It's not like, they can't tell, like, the
Well, they do-
scent
they do
or
the
something like
forehead
that.
touch.
Can
That's
they
how you
do?
know.
They do tell from each other in the comics, but it's so weird. It's like they just know. I think they just knew
Right.
their positions, each of their own positions. They're like, oh, this person's being Spider Woman, and this one's Spider Gwen.
And it's something we talked about with these glasses. If they are Skrull detecting material, right? This tech that can detect Skrulls. In the comic books, when they did the Secret Invasion storyline, this was the problem, right? Heroes didn't know who to trust. They didn't know who was a Skrull, who wasn't. Reed Richards developed a device that would force a Skrull to, like, take its original form.
Yeah.
So if this technology is around, is this a kind of secret way to get to Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four? Would he be involved with this somehow? Like, he's the one that develops the technology. I mean, it would be weird to introduce Reed Richards in the middle of a Secret Invasion show, but
Well, the interesting thing was I barely remember this comic, but I swear once he found out there was a Skrull in the room that like destroyed it or was like trying to destroy it a bunch, and that's why I liked Black Widow and Spider Woman's way. They were like, we just shoot everybody in the arm.
That's
We
true.
shoot everybody in the arm and we see who,
See what
who
the color of
turns
the blood
out.
is.
Yeah, see what color the blood
Oh.
is. She did that because Spider Woman was like giving birth
Right.
in the middle of Secret
And
Invasion.
Reed Richards has a long history with the Skrulls. Like I was saying, they came around in the Fantastic Four. There's this great storyline in the 60s where he, like, hypnotizes some Skrulls and makes them turn into cows. And they don't know they're Skrulls and they just, like, live as cows. And those cows would, like, come back in different storylines throughout time in Marvel Comics. At one point, some of the cows are killed and turned into meat. And people eat them, and then they get weird powers, and it creates like a whole other problem somewhere else in the world.
Wow, way to go,
Fascinating
Reed.
stuff.
Way to go,
So
Reed.
it'll be interesting too if they establish in this show that Skrulls can take animal form because they haven't done that. yet.
Yeah.
If we have like a dog run up and all of a sudden it turns into a person.
That would be dope. The article kind of closes out with some Samuel L. Jackson quotes. He mentions that he hasn't been back to Earth in a minute, which kind of points out, like, Yeah, Maria Hill has been on Earth. We didn't see her in Far From Home, right? That was a Skrull.
Right.
Like, so the last time we saw a confirmed Maria Hill was
Endgame.
probably.
Really?
So it's been a while, and like all that time, like Nick Fury has not been around. So she's been fulfilling that Nick Fury role. And it even says in the article that like he hasn't been responding to her messages, which just feels rude.
Yeah.
There's no reason. You know they got good communication
Wasn't-
technology
yeah.
up on the ship.
Wasn't
You
that
don't
Spider-Man's
ghost.
ass about it?
You don't ghost Maria Hill. You don't do it. And by the way, if Rhodey Rhodes kills the president and they make a porn parody, it'll be the second Bunman on an assy Skrull.
Was that what you were gonna say?
Yeah.
Should we sit on that for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
We're just
yeah.
perfecting it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Workshopping
That
it.
porn title
And,
is.
and he kind of
Bony horses in the chat, everybody.
Bony
One
horses.
last time.
Booty beans in the chat.
I almost forgot about Bonnie Horse.
And he kind of mentions that the reason he's been
Never
kind
mind.
of ghosting Maria Hill and been off on the spaceship is like he's kind of at this crossroads. He's trying to process all this stuff. You know, Iron Man's gone, Black Widow's gone. The world as he know it's very different. He got snapped back, right, to this different world. And so I think he's going through some stuff. I want to pose one last question. Do we think this series is the last time we see Samuel L. Jackson? as
No.
Nick Fury?
Absolutely not.
No.
No. But I think
No.
Armor Wars, this will be the second last one we see
Yeah.
Don Cheadle.
Now they've
Don
like
Cheadle's gonna leave.
fake killed Nick Fury 10 times in the MCU.
Yeah,
and also
I
in the
don't-
comics. He will have his end at some point.
I
But
wonder
I don't know if
when.
it's this
It's
show.
not now, and I don't think it's even going to be in Phase
Right.
6. I think he's still going to lay low and do those things because Nick Fury can do that. He can just hide for a
I
very
don't
long
think
time.
Nick Fury will be alive after Secret Wars. He might not make it to Secret Wars, but I could see that being the end. Like 2 full kind of like big story arcs with Nick Fury, and then
Plus, he's going to be
moving
like
on.
80 by then.
Yeah,
That and also
Not that
we
matters, but-
don't know where Monica is, but Monica could have taken the position after WandaVision of that guy who was not supposed to be in that position. She was supposed to be in that position. I forget his name, but she could be technically the next Nick Fury, and instead of being the superhero that we see Photon in the comics, she could just be like, I'm working with a new organization, overseeing all these things, and I have superpowers. So try to find
Yeah.
I mean, if you have superpowers, you're gonna take like a 9-to-5 government job. That
well,
sucks.
she's so much about the grounded work of like helping everybody on the ground versus being like in space, and I think that's also a matter of Captain Marvel being Captain Marvel. She hates her,
she hates her for that, right?
Ooh.
Hate's a strong word.
and I mean
She's
it.
irritated with her for it.
We're gonna come back talking. We have some other Marvel news. We're also gonna torture our off-screen staff a little bit more
Yeah,
as
we
they
hit 1K.
as they journey their way into the heart of darkness that is the Hot Ones Challenge. Thank you to all the super chatters for forcing them to do that. Real quick, we want to shout out the folks that helped us bring this show to you all week long. And that off the top, that's Mint Mobile, which again, just today, one of our esteemed editors told us that he and his wife both recently switched to Mint Mobile, and they're saving like $85 a month.
Yeah.
between
Wow.
the two of them.
It's a whole new phone.
That's
know.
a sushi meal.
I mean, think about over the course of a year.
Yeah.
That's almost $1,000.
Yeah.
You could do a lot for
I
$1,000.
can't do the math that
I saved $85.
That's shout out to I just saved $8. Our Pim's Pizza
Pick it up.
shirt.
Pim's
Nerd Riot
Pocket
Shop.
Pizzas.
But we're not talking Nerd Riot. We're talking Mint Mobile. They're the first company that sells premium wireless directly to you. They don't got stores. All that brick and mortar stuff costs a lot of money. They save that money and they pass those savings on to you. Their premium service starts at just $15 a month. Again, they've got the world's or the country's largest 3G network, unlimited talk and data. Starts at just $15 a month. And the great thing about it, when you switch from whatever plan you have right now, you can keep your phone, keep your number, keep your contacts,
Whoa.
all that kind of stuff. You just pop out the eSIM, pop in their little eSIM, like our editor and his wife, and boom, you're saving bucks. I mean, saving $85 a month, like that's almost like every streaming service.
Yeah.
That alone, just those savings would pay for all your streaming services.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't just have to be an only fan. You could be a fan of several with $85.
You could be a many fan.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Not during the Mint Mobile.
Not during
ad.
the mobile.
Now, you can't be an only fan of like an artist. It's not all bad on there. That's what I tell my wife
It's
constantly.
mostly bad.
Yeah.
It's mostly bad.
I'm just there for the finger painting.
Okay. To get you a new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/breakroom. That's mintmobile.com/breakroom. It's on the screen. It's also in this video's description. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/breakroom.
Hey,
And then,
Zach,
yes,
stop playing.
but I
Okay.
want to start playing.
That's right. Now let's propose a scenario that might seem impossible to all of you. It's Saturday night. I'm alone.
What?
What?
Impossible.
That's
Impossible.
right. I've had a few dates cancel on me because they were just too wound up and they couldn't take the heat.
What?
So I want to
I don't
do.
know what that means.
Yeah, same.
They said I gotta cancel. I'm already ripped. I've already taken 7 showers today thinking about you. Well, guess what? I can head over to Start Playing and join a campaign for my favorite role-playing games. Start Playing is a site with thousands of games. You can join right now or Saturday night all alone without having to do all the legwork of setting up a game. You can find your next game, a group, or you can find your custom game master on Start Playing. They make it easy for players to search for games that fit their schedule. So if you're like me and have a lot of Friday and Saturday nights free, they'll hook you up, until the ladies come around. Plus, you can see verified reviews on Game Masters. Shout out to the game master that I had in a session recently, Claire, who was incredible, so fun, so adaptable. She made the game amazing. We had a hot wing eating contest. It was epic. To start playing with Start Playing, just click the link in the description of the video and you'll get $10 credit to make your next game even easier. Just do it.
Yeah, we're really excited about Start Playing, and of course, they're going to be the sponsor on our Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves breakdown.
Wow.
And actually, a little inside baseball. Whitney Van Lammingham is shooting that video right now, I believe. That'll be out on our channel early next week. We're really excited. Everybody's hyped about that movie, including us, and we're really excited to see the content we make about it.
You never know. Maybe we'll get a game going.
Ooh. Maybe there'll even be future content on the new Rockstar's channel about gaming.
Oh, boys!
Okay.
The smell of these
Okay.
is making me
That
nauseous.
last round was not good.
Okay.
Evan
was
in the back
struggling.
said, "Are you okay?" And I wasn't.
Oh, boy.
Evan, stop standing in the shadows. Come on, a
So
little bit.
your first one will be Cosmic
I want people to see this
Disco.
pretty face.
Okay.
Oh,
A
have
horrible
enjoyed the
name for a
Cosmic
horrible
And what
sauce.
number are we up to?
This is number. How many were there total?
10?
10 total.
So this is number 7.
Oh, so you guys are
okay.
doing the last 2 with us?
That I thought that's
2?
what you said we had to do.
Yeah, we hit the goal.
Oh, okay.
We're doing the last 2.
So this is Cosmic
Wow.
Disco. Enjoy.
It's kind of a cosmic
right
mix.
there,
I was
yeah,
always
yeah,
saying
yeah.
to Ryan
That-
on set
that one.
what a
You forgot
cosmic
the
mix
bomb?
it was.
No,
that's
that
from
one
I
is
think it
gonna
should
be
be the Santa Claus
Because the
movie.
bomb in the last dab. Look,
So what was that one?
this was Cosmic Disco.
$2
What's the
million
one after?
is my quote.
Okay.
The one after it is
not great.
Unique Garlic.
We need a quote from
You guys don't
Dashiell.
have to
Not
do that
great.
one.
What's not great?
Not
That's
great.
what's going on in your mouth right now. Not
Oh,
great.
my baby.
And not as bad as the turmeric, but
My baby.
Now we have
Turmeric
Unique.
is
Ooh.
Evan, are
garlic
you
devil
switching?
fruit.
Growing.
Which one? This one?
Now see,
yeah.
I'm
The one
a
with sauce on it.
I'm a
Nice
little
try,
worried.
Evan.
I'm a
Nice
little
try.
worried. They've had the accumulation of all
Yeah,
10,
we're
and
going
that's
in
gonna
raw.
run. But we're jumping right in. It's
we're
it's like
polar plunging.
Yeah, it's like hopping out of the car at 55.
Yeah.
You know.
We're
No.
polar plunging this.
I can't
Are we
wait.
all doing these next one, or just the host?
Oh,
We're
Water
just
made it
doing. We're
worse.
just doing this one.
Okay.
This is not
I'll-
good.
I'll let people
I
put
think
their
the
own
champagne's
da-bomb
gonna be
on. I don't want to
that
be
one.
responsible for people's da-bombs.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't want
So
to
you
eat this
can
one.
da-bomb yourself.
This is,
Ooh.
yeah, this is a lot now.
Shout out to
Oh, boy.
Realtree, our friend Realtree, our friend Louis Berry. Thank
Oh,
you.
Dash, are you okay? You okay, honey?
Shem, I don't know how you pronounce that username. CHM. Michelle
You can be
Chaponis.
responsible for your own da-bomb.
That way. Thank you, everybody, showing so much love to us on this, our season 2 finale. We appreciate you. We thank you. We hope it's coming purely out of malice for our off-screen staff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sucks. This is where I think this is where I tapped out last time.
All right, this is the bomb.
Oh, this is 10 or this is 9?
This is 9.
Oh
this is-
no.
You can da-bomb yourself.
Give Dashiell, Evan, and I a break.
Okay.
Wow, that garlic one just builds.
Well, give this to John.
Oh, holy
John, you
cannoli!
need a breather?
Break. I need time.
Holy
We got 15
cannoli!
minutes. We got 15 minutes.
That's not good.
You good, baby?
It was very hot.
You good, honey?
No.
You need some champagne? You want some lemonade?
All right.
Well, that was one.
God, it's so hot. It's so
Okay.
bad.
And so it's Friday. It's our last show, season 1. And with,
It's stuck. It's stuck on
Oh.
this side of my
I'm
tongue,
getting
which
the
is the
hiccups.
worst.
with another Friday comes another round of Jeff Snyder bombs. So let's take a look at what he had to say this
How are you
week,
keeping
folks.
it together?
I just gotta
I'm gonna
talk.
eat this. I'm gonna eat this one that has nothing on it.
Jeff Snyder's keeping me going right now. Getting the hiccups.
Oh my god.
So here's what Jeff Snyder had to say about Captain America: New World Order. Val is in New World Order, of course, and she's working with 5 other villains to form the Serpent Society, But their main mission is to obtain a special metal that is not vibranium.
Okay.
Could this be adamantium? I don't know. Now,
It has to be from Tiamat.
from Tiamat. If Serpent Society perks your ears up, way back in the day when they first announced Captain America Civil War, it was Captain America Serpent Society. This is Captain America New World Order, so they could be introducing the Serpent Society here. That would be very interesting.
Now, real quick, a couple things.
We put some water in here, Dashiell. Thanks so much.
I know we're all in so much pain. There was barely any da bomb on the chicken nugget I just ate, and it's still my mouth is napalmed.
I want to mention something real quick. When I was in college, I was part of a Serpent Society with my boy
Thomas. No.
with my boy Slinky and my boy Hot Don.
Thomas.
No.
And we used to roll around the streets of SUNY Oswego as the Serpent Society, raising hell.
We're running out of chicken.
I'm
So
sorry. It's
shout out
stuck
to
in my tongue. I need
Slinky.
to chew one
Rest
second.
in peace, Hot Don.
More until we join you.
Jeff Snyder also said Red Hulk is in the movie. Now, we assume this would be Thunderbolt Ross. Traditionally, that's who it is in the comic books. But we can't forget that at one point, Betty Ross was a Red Hulk. So we don't know who is going to be Red Hulk.
To be fair, I think Red Hulk became Red Hulk before she did, right? Or well, there's so many different issues of Red Hulk and She-Hulk, and then the Harpy that it's like sometimes Thunderbolt Ross does turn before her. Not to me and Eric were talking about this. It would be sort of fridging if we immediately turn Betty Ross into She-Hulk, and then Thunderbolt has to be like, my daughter! So we were like, maybe this is why they're going to make Thunderbolt.
Hopefully not. I also hope it's not that, like, Betty Ross is in a scene of this show, and, like, that's it. I hope she has, like,
show.
The movie.
It's a feature film, my friend.
He also reported on Thunderbolts, which, again, these movies are coming out back-to-back, basically, right? So we think they might tell part of a cohesive storyline. I'm in so much pain right now. Stephen Yeun, who's previously been announced as being cast in Thunderbolts, is 100% playing Sentry, the character Sentry.
He is?
This is according to
this is a
Jeff
Snyder bomb. This might not be true.
This is Snyder bomb.
This is what Jeff Snyder
He's
said.
pretty accurate on these, but he's a reporter. So we'll just, use that how you will.
Now, my thing is, like, Sentry is, like, a very powerful character. Very, very powerful.
A kind of Superman-esque.
Yeah, and, like, they've set up Captain Marvel to be this, like, super powerful, very powerful character. Thor is very much that way as well, as a god, like, very hard to kill. Is this too many, like, super powerful people? And is this character too powerful for the Thunderbolts to even, like, begin to take on?
But maybe they need that, because it's like, if we had the Avengers, sometimes Captain Marvel did show up, and it's like, we have Thunderbolts right now, it's just a bunch of people with the super soldier serum plus Ghost. So it's like, we need people that have abilities that aren't just the super soldier serum. But also, in She-Hulk, one of the 10 issues was a Sentry 10 issue, so I wonder if that was the, like, nod that was like, Sentry is coming. We have a 10 issue for
My
it.
tongue feels like a brick.
And the other weird thing about this is, like, saying that Val is, like, putting together the Serpent Society in New World Order, then we also know Val is attached to the Thunderbolts. Now, in the comics, the Thunderbolts, they work for the good guys, but they're, like, bad guys.
Yeah.
Right? And Val currently is the head of the CIA, a very public-facing role. She could get pulled before Congress or something like that. Yeah. Whereas previously, we didn't really know what she was in the government. And she was very secret.
And she married Everett K. Ross. What was that wedding like? Was it a big event? 200 people? Did she wear white? Did he wear white?
Do you think it was before the stripe in her hair?
Send pics.
Oh, I love it.
Well, and I have a question here. So the Serpent Society in the comics are like literal, like half snake, half human, kind of super-powered creatures for the most part. Some of them have tails.
They have
and
like
fangs
snake
and stuff
ability.
like
Yeah,
that,
there's
right?
a lot of snake metaphors.
I wonder
going on.
if in this depiction of them, they're going to be more like Hydra, where it's like they're spies and whatever, but instead of saying "Hail Hydra," they go or whatever,
Does this have nothing to it wouldn't have anything to do with the Netflix's the Serpent Madame Gao and this is because
the Amazon. That was an Amazon series, Silk.
Yeah.
Oh no! Iron Fist and Daredevil, the Netflix series,
Defenders?
had the hand, and they worked with the Serpent, not Serpent Society, but it was still the same situation.
My crew, my Serpent Society had a special greeting. We would do the helicopter spin.
What was that?
It's a helicopter spin.
Can you do it?
Absolutely.
I
not.
can't on air,
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Let's just say the fangs were out.
They also. Jeff Snyder also said the script for Thunderbolts is like being like completely rewritten. We heard like a new writer was attached to it, but he's making it sound like they're throwing out what they had before and kind of starting from scratch. because the previous script was too focused on like the Black Widow characters, which in this case would be Red Guardian and Yelena Belova.
And Taskmaster.
And Taskmaster, yes.
Well, and it's interesting. Again, this movie comes out in a little over a year.
Right.
And they're throwing out the script and starting over. This movie goes into production supposedly in June. Yeah. Which, hey, not to say that they can't throw a good script together in 6 weeks or whatever, but wild that a super expensive, big budget movie would be kind of operating like that. We got kind of related news today, and this was not a Snyder bomb. This was officially reported in the Hollywood Reporter that the Fantastic Four movie, which again is coming out early 2024, 2 movies after this movie, is getting a new writer. Josh Friedman, who wrote on Avatar: Way of Water and developed the Snowpiercer TNT show.
Oh, I like that show.
Yeah, he's going to be rewriting the script. And like, kind of the meta narrative here is the 2 people that had previously, no change in the director, that's still going to be Matt Shackman, who directed all of WandaVision. So the previous writers were Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer, and they are comedy guys.
Right.
This guy, Josh Friedman, is more of a sci-fi guy, right? Snowpiercer, Avatar: Way of Water. So there's some thinking there, and now he could just be kind of doing a pass, but there's some thinking there. Maybe they're pivoting to take this story a little bit more serious and have it be like crazy intergalactic drama series.
Well, you know, I mean, I was having dinner with a friend last night, and he referred to like movies being Marvelized now, where it's like everything is like a quip a minute, and a lot of that is they have such strong comedy writers. Perhaps for this next phase, they're realizing they need to have a mixture of writing talent behind the scripts, where it's like people who understand sci-fi and fantasy and people who understand joke structure, and maybe merging those worlds rather than just being like, oh, did you write, a brilliant sitcom? Great, write Captain America now.
Well, and what Tommy's talking about is, right, like there's been a string of mostly Rick and Morty writers, right, that have not only written Marvel things like Loki season 1, like Quantumania, She-Hulk, but are also like have been given the reins to future properties, right? And Michael Waldron being kind of front of that list, who's writing a lot.
And don't get me wrong, I've
stuff.
loved the stuff that's coming out. It was just an observation by him, and I was like, yeah, maybe this news report is an example of that feeling being felt inside Marvel of like, we need to get some more straightforward storytelling out.
And this story is particularly interesting because this came out in an official kind of public. This isn't Jeff Snyder getting a scoop or something like that. This is in the Hollywood Reporter. So this is the studio saying this.
Right.
Disney/Marvel wants people to know that they're bringing this guy on. Right. So is this a little bit of like, hey, we know you may not have loved Quantumania. Don't worry, we're rewriting the next couple movies.
Maybe.
We're working on it.
Or is it also? Go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, I was gonna say if James Gunn comes out and says like, DC is gonna be doing these things, and it feels like they're getting a little lighter in tone, and they're gonna, it's Gods and Monsters is chapter 1, but since they were announcing it, feels a little more like James Gunn-esque, a little more fun, a little less like heavy Zack Snyder seriousness. If Marvel sees an opportunity to be like, well, maybe we go that direction for a little bit and we give them some like harder stuff. Part of the quippiness of Marvel movies is that's how comic books are, right? There's heaviness in comic books, but there's also like jokes every couple of pages.
Right.
Maybe they see an opportunity to be like, we could do some like harder stuff that feels a little more serious, a little more grounded.
Yeah.
I want it to be Saving Private Ryan level seriousness.
You're good. I was gonna say that I think unlike saying that like, oh, you guys didn't really like Quantumania, well, we're doing it this way. It's like I think they wouldn't put Jeff Loveness on another project, another bigger project if that was the case. But I do think it's more what appeals to me is being like, oh, this guy wrote Snowpiercer. So what was it about the other two that makes it a little bit different? And I do think grabbing the Rick and Morty kind of writers are very good and very quippy. I think that's why like we love James Gunn so much. He makes really good works and it makes sense and they're really funny. But I think grabbing this guy that knows Snowpiercer and grabbing him that knows a lot about sci-fi shit will just be like, oh, it's really grounded for Fantastic Four. Maybe Fantastic Four 2 will be funny and quippy, but right now we just need to be as grounded as possible and allow all of the things to come into one.
I'm with Tommy. I want to see Saving Private Ryan. I want to see Spider-Man holding his guts, crying for his mom.
I want to see real amputees on the beach. Shout out. You know what? We owe it to. There's been so many generous super chatters today. We appreciate everybody. And really, as we kind of come to an end on season 1 of the Breakroom, which has been such a fun journey for us. Can you guys believe it's been almost a year?
I refuse to believe it. Time is a flat circle.
It's been all you wonderful people that have been watching,
Tommy's gone.
chatting. Tommy's in a fugue state based on his taste of the bomb. Shout out to Kelsey Renee all day, Jamie Riley showing up, Real Tree again, Yuka Prieta again, Aaron Storm. So many wonderful folks. I want to read out some of this stuff. Jamie Riley saying, Star Wars! I just showed up. Love y'all so much. Thank you for the smiles, giggles, and blatant laughing out loud.
Yeah.
That laughing out loud is coming from both you and from us. Yuka Prieta saying, for the last dab, please give them ice cream. I mean, please give us a hospital to immediately check into.
They gave us health insurance. Wasn't that enough?
Kelsey Renee all day saying, for the last dab, please don't give them ice cream. Wow.
Yeah, that's Kelsey. I like you.
Point counterpoint there in the super chat. And then Real Tree saying, for the past several months, NR has helped me focus on my interest through some of the hardest trials of my life. Thank you for everything you do, and I look forward to the next season. Hey, shout out to you, Real Tree.
Yeah,
thank
you, Real
you.
Tree.
And it's so nice to hear that you've enjoyed this, and I'm glad we've been there with you through whatever you're going through. More power to you, Real Tree.
And all the nice people that want us to come to their towns for their comic book shows, we want to do that.
Hell yeah.
But you gotta let the people who run the show know so they can reach out to us, because we don't just show up unannounced. We're invited and we fly first class. Or coach on a reasonable airline.
No,
Yeah, that's right.
first class
That's
only.
right. That's right. Spirit, Arrow, whatever.
We will be spirits because the airlines we're flying are going into mountains.
Oh my god.
Let's do the last dance.
Gosh.
What are we, an Argentinian rugby
No,
team?
stop. This is too dark. To
Okay,
end the
this
season.
is the final Hot Ones level. Again, it's a real tiny, creepy little bottle.
And I want to point out, Zach, I'm sorry,
yes.
the first Hot Ones challenge, we did not reach the last level.
That's true.
So
Is
we
it
have
true? We didn't finish?
we have gone above and beyond. Thank you to everyone who super chatted. You proved me wrong for once. I'm borderline feeling booking like I might book a trip to New Jersey out of celebration. How you really found a bunch of quarters that people had accidentally thrown away in your dumpsters, and you showed up and you donated.
Aaron Storm in the chat saying we should come to Toronto Fan Expo.
I went to
my
Toronto
God,
Fan
let
Expo
me-
last
Toronto?
year on my own, and it was wonderful. I had a great time. My nephew met Michael Rooker. Michael Rooker had a little plastic bottle of Jack Daniels that he was drinking out of. It was everything I ever wanted.
Why are you putting Michael Rooker on
shout
blast?
out
I'm
to,
not. He had a little pint.
Shout out to Toronto, one of the finest metropolitan areas in North America.
Sorry.
Oh God, this is gonna be awful.
I
meant for you
really,
to
don't,
handle
I
it,
really
John.
don't feel good.
Well, I put my
And
hands
I'm
on.
maxed
No,
up
it's
on
okay,
I'm
John.
maxed on liquids. I can't fit any more.
John, I thought you were
liquids.
shotgunning the G Fuel.
G Fuel.
No, I don't think I can.
No, it's not good for
I
no,
really
it's not
don't.
good for his
I
heart.
really
John, you promised.
Kirk H saying congrats on your first season. Thank you. Oh, and Ruddy
Cheers,
Townsman
boys.
saying happy WrestleMania weekend. Ruddy Townsman, myself, Brandon, and Tommy are going to be at WrestleMania tomorrow and Sunday. Shout out if you see us at SoFi Stadium. Listen for that sound coming from the upper decks.
No, you guys.
It tastes horrible.
Shit. Can you play the outro music?
No, we have to do that. No, we have to do the thing. We have to do the thing.
Oh yeah, well that's what you were messaging me.
I
But
think
I
all
got
my
it.
taste buds have been burned off.
All right.
Oh god, I don't feel good.
Well,
Well, that's pretty good.
oh my God, Evan, you're a psychopath.
I blame Evan. Evan saying that's pretty good. Shame on you, Evan.
don't think it's as
You,
bad
ru-
as
you
the
ruined
other
everything.
one.
Listen.
Oh, CHM, I didn't even see their message was, please cover Yellow Jackets. We would
Oh,
love
maybe.
to cover Yellow Jackets. It's such a good show. I'm watching season 2. So is Brandon.
There's other
But
ones.
it is not enough other people are watching it, unfortunately, for us to cover.
Oh, whew.
We hope that changes. We hope
If
it
you
really
roll back
blows
for
up.
season 2, we'll wrap up how Yellow
my
Jacket
God.
season 2 ended.
That feels
right.
horrible.
Oh my God, just the
That's
parts of
spicy.
my lips that the sauce touched are.
No one need to speak anymore. Let us all send this show off the way it was meant to go.
Watch my face.
A confetti blast. Watch my face, Brandon's favorite
3,
thing.
2,
Not the eye!
1, go!
That was loud.
Thank you guys
Hey, thank you for a wonderful year.
Oh.
I got a real 100.
Yibiguchi and Moochie, folks. We love you.
love
Check
you.
out all the other great content on New Rockstars. We'll be back in some form in May. Stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, watch all our other great New Rockstars content.
Thanks for watching, Mom.
Bye everyone.
Oh, God.